If you enjoyed this video, please do not forget to hit that like and subscribe button because I do appreciate it, man. So, you know, the WBC the protection program is in full effect. It seems that poor Dillian Whyte is not going to be made Mando to face Deontay Wilder, to face the winner of Deontay Wilder versus Dominic Breazeale, to face the winner of Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury, to face the winner of the Deontay Wilder versus anyone. It seems like no matter who Deontay Wilder fights, if he wins, Dillian Whyte is not forced to fight him. Even though Dillian Whyte is ranked and he's like the number one guy in the division, in the WBC rankings. All right, he's the number one guy. Every time I look at the WBC rankings, I always see Dillian Whyte as number one. But somehow, some way, Deontay Wilder gets to fight other guys and not fight him. And the reason he gets to fight other guys is because the WBC allow him to fight other guys, and they basically let him take these other fights, like the way they let him take the Tyson Fury fight. They let Deontay Wilder fight Tyson Fury last year, when Tyson Fury had not done anything in 3 years. I made a video last year being so pissed off when I heard that Deontay Wilder was set to fight Tyson Fury, because that infuriated me, because I was like, wait a minute, that's so unfair. How the fuck did Tyson Fury just leapfrog Dillian Whyte? Dillian Whyte has been fighting mandatories, has been basically fighting title eliminators after title eliminators for the WBC to earn the right to challenge for Deontay Wilder's WBC strap. So when I saw that Tyson Fury came along, fought two bums, and all of a sudden he got a title shot against Deontay Wilder, and the WBC had no problem with that, that made me feel annoyed. It just pissed me off. I didn't feel it was right that Tyson Fury, I told you guys in that video, Dillian Whyte, I don't have a problem with Tyson Fury fighting Deontay Wilder, but let Dillian Whyte fight him first. That's what I said in that video. Let Dillian Whyte fight him first, and then he could fight Tyson Fury, just because I felt that Dillian Whyte had been putting in the work, and he deserved it over Tyson Fury, that title opportunity against Wilder. But no, it didn't happen. And then, of course, they make Dominic Breazeale the mandatory to fight, even though Dominic Breazeale, what had he done in these last 2 and 3 years? If you compare what the guys Dominic Breazeale has been fighting to the guys Dillian Whyte has been fighting, there's no competition. Dillian Whyte has been fighting way, difficult fights, way harder, tougher opposition. Dominic Breazeale, what? He went life and death with Izzy Agono, and then he fought bum-ass Eric Molina. That was the bum-ass fight that the WBC made to make him the number one mandatory. Oh, we're going to put you against this bum who was popped with steroids, who failed a drug test in Eric Molina, and the winner of this will fight Deontay Wilder. And that's why I remember I made a video saying, oh my God, Deontay Wilder could possibly face Eric Molina again, because the WBC had ordered that to be a title eliminator, which means if Eric Molina, the drummer boy, the bum, would have beaten Dominic Breazeale, guess what? Deontay Wilder would have been forced to fight him in a rematch. What joke. What a joke organization the WBC is. Joke business. These guys purposely chose Dominic Breazeale and Eric Molina to fight in a weak-ass title eliminator because they wanted to give Deontay Wilder an easy title defense. They did that, but they didn't. They blocked Dillian Whyte, and then they made and then I had hopes. I was happy when I heard that the WBC, Marcelo Sullivan, ordered Dillian Whyte to face Dominic Breazeale, and the winner would have to be forced to face Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder would have to be, forced to face the winner. I was so stoked about that. And then look what happened. Immediately when Tyson Fury joined ESPN and Deontay Wilder was looking for a new opponent, the WBC could have let that fight happen. They could have let Dominic Breazeale versus Dillian Whyte, and then waited and then the winner of that fight go on to face Deontay Wilder. But instead they said, fuck that. No. We're going to make Dillian Whyte wait more because we don't fucking like him. I personally believe that Marcelo Sullivan, the WBC, just disliked Dillian Whyte. They look at him as a massive risk factor. So they say, you know what? No, we're going to actually forget what we said. Forget what we said about Dillian Whyte versus Dominic Breazeale title eliminator. Actually, Dillian Whyte, go fuck yourself. Go sit on the shelves. We're actually going to make Dominic Breazeale fight Deontay Wilder, and we're going to enforce it. We're going to force Deontay Wilder to fight him. Sorry, Dillian Whyte. Go have a backseat. They basically treated Dillian Whyte like he was absolute shit in the Tyson Fury situation and like he was absolute shit in the Dominic Breazeale situation. They threw him on the benches. They told him to sit, go under the bus. They don't like Dillian Whyte, right? And now I'm hearing that, I've read reports before where Dillian Whyte was saying that these guys were not, he was sending him emails and they were not responding to him. And then, supposedly the WBC is like, when they asked him about the fact that, is Dillian Whyte going to be facing, the winner of, what was it, either him versus Dominic Breazeale or him versus Tyson Fury? He kind of smirked and did this stupid face with his fat face and shit. And, it doesn't look like Dillian Whyte is going to take this, is going to fight Deontay Wilder. It's the WBC protection program. People have been saying this for a long time. And you know what? I'm co-signing with what they're saying. I don't know how much Deontay Wilder's paying Marcelo Sonoman. I don't know how much. But this guy is always giving Deontay Wilder these passes, these easy title defenses, these easy voluntaries. The reason Deontay Wilder has all these shitty title defenses is because Marcelo Sonoman allowed it to happen, right? There's other organizations, right, where if a guy earned the right to fight, if the guy earned the right and he's the number one guy, the organization orders it and enforces the champion to defend his belt against this guy. He orders it. Look at the way they do Anthony Joshua. They order him. They force him to face his mandatories, right? But when it comes to the WBC, when it comes to at least the heavyweight division for the WBC heavyweight championship of the world, they I'm telling you, man, is that they let Deontay Wilder have these easy fights and they protect him. They're not enforcing Dillian Whyte as the number one mandatory for Deontay Wilder's WBC belt for a reason. They look at it as a risky fight. Dillian Whyte came out recently and he said maybe it's because the reason they're protecting him for Deontay Wilder is because he's like the first American heavyweight in several years. And you know what? That might be the case. America had not had a heavyweight champion in so long. So I guess now that Deontay Wilder finally became a champion for America in several years, in several decades, they're like, okay, we can't fuck this up. So let's not put him in there and force him to face this very difficult challenge in Dillian Whyte. Let's give him these easy title fights, against these guys who we know he could beat. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying, man. I feel sad for Dillian Whyte. I saw Dillian Whyte when they asked him. I think Sky Sports asked Dillian Whyte, "Listen, do you think you'll get a title shot next against Deontay Wilder or I think Anthony Joshua?" And Dillian Whyte looked so sad when he replied. He was like, "I don't know. In boxing, things aren't fair. You fight all these guys, you do all these things they tell you to do, you win these number one mandatory positions." You get yourself, ranked as the number one guy, and you still after doing all that, you still don't get a title shot, and that's sad. Dillian Whyte is like that one heavyweight that earned his title shot, right? He's been winning for 4 years straight, yet he's not being granted it. He's not, he's just sitting there, Again, even if Dillian Whyte lost to Deontay Wilder or Anthony Joshua, at least give him the title shot. All right, I'm not saying that Dillian Whyte would beat Deontay Wilder or Anthony Joshua. I'm not. I think it's a tough fight for Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua. But like I said, I'm not saying that I'm 100% picking him, but I'm saying be fair with Dillian Whyte. At least give him that title shot. You know what I'm saying? Even if he loses, give him that title shot. Who gives a fuck about the fact that you're trying to protect Deontay Wilder? This is boxing. If a guy worked his way to earn that title shot, make it happen. This is people like this fight, Dillian Whyte versus Deontay Wilder. I've never seen anyone against it unless you're like LDBC, because I saw some few donuts, guys, LDBC guys who have, the brains the size of walnuts, talking about like, well, why you gonna fight him? What Dillian Whyte do? What Dillian Whyte do? Because they're dumb and stupid. In reality, what they really trying to say is, I don't want to see Deonta want to fight Dillian Whyte. That's the natural risk. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? That's just how they are. They're stupid. Anyway, guys, that's all I have to say. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. And I'm out, bros.